What's going on, guys? Truaz here from downrightUpleft.com, and today we're here with Rommel from Minority Media and creator of Time Machine. It's a long name, Time Machine VR, or it's just Time Machine and
For now, it's just Time Machine.
just Time Machine. And well, what can you tell us about the game?
The premise is that it's the year 2070. We've achieved world peace by then, so all the funds that used to go into warfare are now invested in research and science, right? So as a result, we've developed time travel. There's been this museum called the Monda Museo that's been founded by all the countries of the world, where scientists from all over the place work together to advance our living conditions. You're one of those scientists, and as a result, one of your first assignments is to travel back to the Jurassic era and collect data on living dinosaurs. So you effectively become the first human being in the history and prehistory of the world to ever interact with living dinosaurs.
I don't even know what to say. That's how crazy that is. What brought this idea? Like how, or just?
You know what it is? It's that whole, how when we're kids, like, we think that anything is possible, and you're like, I wonder if this could happen, or I wonder if like horses can have wings and that kind of stuff. And then you start wondering, I wonder if we could go to the future, to the past, where can we go in space? And then you get fascinated by Star Wars and Back to the Future and Jurassic Park, and you're like, you get your mind blown, and this is our way to try to get back to that sense of fascination and wonder and possibility.
That's awesome. I don't even know what to expect. So I've not even played anything on the Oculus.
Ever.
So ever. I've seen it, from afar. I've been an observer of the Oculus for a while. This is going to be my first time ever playing anything that involves that. What tips, or what can you tell me what can I expect from this experience?
It's a different experience. Not that I want to diss everyone else that's working on VR. I've seen some amazing projects, but we've invested a lot of time doing research and development in this to figure out what mechanics and what modes of locomotion work really well in VR, because not everything that works in conventional game design works in VR. So we did a lot of research with that. So we've done a lot of fine-tuning. So I think what you can expect with Time Machine, even with this 4-month-old prototype, is quite a smooth experience. Smooth, I mean, in terms of the exploration, but you're going to encounter some rather aggressive dinosaur specimens that will hike up the adrenaline quite a bit.
Now, you said you travel back in time. In terms of like levels or anything like that, how many, or how is that going to be gauged?
As far as the final game is concerned, we don't know yet. That's to be determined. I mean, we're only 4 months into the experience, but we are looking to write a much more extensive storyline. We're working with some of the guys that worked in writing the Assassin's Creed series, because we figured that those guys know quite a bit about time travel, right? They know how to do it well, we're drafting a deeper, a much more like a story that has more substance to it. Right now, what you're going to experience is a lot of the gameplay. So right here, it's just 2 levels with 2 different species of dinosaurs, but it's going to get diversified real quick. And we're probably going to have, at some point, we're going to reach a point where there's an actual ecosystem that you have to manage and deal with in order to complete your missions.
So changing, from my understanding of the game, changing anything or altering anything in the past is going to affect the future? Is that?
As far as the game itself is concerned, in terms of the gameplay, like we've installed a time paradox mechanic, where you have to be careful the way you interact with the dinosaurs, because if you touch them, then that affects the story, that affects your gameplay and your experience, and you have to get close enough to them to be able to scan them while not touching them. It's like, and the thing is, since they're aggressive, they are going to also try to get to you.
So you just got to find the right balance.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we've developed this other mechanic to help you gain some kind of control over the situation. We call it time stop. So when you trigger this mechanic, what happens is that time is stopped for about 20 seconds. This allows you to get close enough to get a really good scan at the dinosaur. But if you take too much time, right? If you procrastinate way too much, you might get in trouble, because then time stop runs out of time, and then you run out of time, right?
In terms of release date or anything like that, anything for the future?
To be determined. What we want to do is to make the launch of our game coincide with the launch of the first consumer VR devices.
Fair enough. Thank you, Rommel. That's it for Time Machine from Minority Media.